Okay, guys, now I'm admitting the participants. Okay, we'll tell them to wait for next 5 minutes. Hello and good evening to everyone. First of all, really thank you to attend our session. We are really happy to have you on our platform. So we'll be waiting for next 5 minutes till more participants are joining. Okay, so we'll start our session exactly at 4:35. So it's a kind request if you can wait for next 5 minutes. Okay, so after exactly at 4:35, we'll begin our session. We'll just wait for next 3 minutes more. Okay, kindly wait for 3 minutes more, and we are going to start our session in next 3 minutes. Okay, so I think we should start our session now. Okay, first of all, giving you a brief introduction about Makers Dunya. So this is for those who don't know about Makers Dunya yet. So Makers Dunya is beta education technology startup. Okay, it's a startup which try to modulate education with the help of technology. Okay, so basically we provide education by the concept of learning by doing. Okay, so the basically it is very simple. Like if you see something, you might forget it in some time. If you'll feel it, if you'll touch it, if you'll perform it practically, you won't forget it for your lifetime. So that is the simple logic behind this edtech startup. So we try to teach you, we try to execute the education that you are already learning in your books by the help of practical implementation, by the help of practical activities, discoveries, something like that. So basically, few courses that we are providing, you can just see on your screen the courses that we are providing. And in case if you guys are interested in any of these courses, then I'll be just providing you a link for that to register for a free demo. So these are the some courses that we provide to to modulate each and every student, to teach each and every student the impact of the technology that will be there in the future world. Almost 80% of jobs in future will be related to these courses. That's why these courses are of very high importance. So like from the one of these courses are the Python programming language course, in which we are teaching Python coding with the help of practical project based learning. Okay, so I will hand over now everything to Mr. Himanshu. So Himanshu sir is our Python expert, Python programming expert, and he is the mentor for all the Python batches that we are running right now in Makers Dunya. So Himanshu sir, you can just take it from here and you can just continue.
Okay, thank you,
Himanshu
Prawal
sir,
sir.
yeah,
Thank you, Prawal sir.
okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. This side Himanshu. So I will be your Python instructor if you will join Makers Dunya. So let me give an introduction of myself. I am Himanshu. I have done my masters in automation and robotics. So when this term robotics come, everything moves around the programming. Okay, you guys must be heard of this programming because this is programming era. Now, just a brief of programming. Programming is basically learning as makers dunya believe learning by doing. Okay, so it is the similar thing, like the more you do, the more your system will learn, and your system will learn through this programming only. Okay, so this programming helps the system to develop its own ideas using its the practices. Okay, so this is the brief about programming. We make our system understand such things through programming only. So this is the programming era. So yes, welcome to the programming era. Next, please. Okay. Now the question arises, why only Python? Because there are so many languages around us, that is C, Python, C++, as well as many other languages. But why only Python? So first of all, it is easy to understand. Literally, guys, it is very easy to understand, and you can do a hell lot of thing with this a little understanding, because it is very easy to understand. You can do anything. Anything means anything. You can just design your web. You can just do some robotic stuff. As I'm a robotics engineer, so I can say that you can do such automation stuff. You can just glow your home like through your clapping, through the some sensors, and you can just connect these sensors to a system through programming. Along with this, it is easy to code. It is very easy to code. Likewise, if you want to just say hi, or if you want to just print your name, you have to write print my name is this. See, it is literally very easy to do this, because and the last thing, it is free to use, because there are many programming languages which requires a license key which you have to buy. But fortunately, this Python is free from the starting, so it is free to use. You can use anywhere, you can use in any device. It is free to use. So yeah, we can move to the next slide, please. The question, what you can do with this? The important question is what you can do. First, today's you guys must heard these things, that in this COVID-19 situations and in today's era, everything moves around is robots. Robots is sanitizing things. Robots is working in hotels, motels, everywhere. Robots around everywhere. But who is giving the like thinking ability? The controller. But the controller works through the programming. You need to do program to run the computer, because if you will not do the program, then how your computer will understand such things? So robots around you is the basic idea. Website development. In today's class, Mr. Ashwin will tell you a game in which he has developed a one GUI, that is graphical user interface. Likewise, that graphical user interface, you can develop your website also through Python only. So like it is very interesting thing. And automation, I told you, you can do any programming. You can just make your system automate that. Yes, your system should work automatically. You don't need to interfere in it. So yeah, it is very interesting thing. Now let's meet our today's trainer, that is Ashwin Somu. So please, next please. So he is the trainers of the today's class. He is Ashwin Somu, and he is from the Canada, and he is a seventh class student. Now you guys can understand this, that a seventh class student can make a such a brilliant this game. And one more thing I want to tell you guys, this game is prepared by Ashwin only. I have not like I didn't like I just trained him that these things he required, but he solely did all the things, all the programming, all the games, even his this idea is Ashwin is of Ashwin only. So let's move to the Ashwin. Let's move to more about the game, and then we will switch to Ashwin's screen. Okay, so in today's class, we will learn how to play a rock paper scissors game. I think you guys must heard this game in your child. Okay, okay, you are in the childhood stage, so obviously you guys must have heard. And like when we used to go to school, we used to play these games also. So this is very interesting game. Now, as in the due to this COVID situation, we are not going any school. So what? We can also play this game with the computer. How? Let's see with the Ashwin's thing. The first thing is, how is this rock paper scissors game in Python going to look? Now everyone will be like that, how this game will look. Okay, that what will the output stage, what are the things which we will going to learn. So this game will be look like this. This will be your first screen, and I told you guys this is a GUI, that is a graphical user interface. Priya Sahu, no annotation please. Okay, so this is your first website, that is a GUI, that will ask that whether you want to play or you want to exit. Okay, so suppose if you clicked on the play, and you just clicked on the play, then this will be your second screen, in which it will ask what is your choice, what you want to choose, either rock paper and scissors. Suppose you have chosen rock and computer chooses paper. Now here computer chooses by itself. There is there is a no interference of any user. Computer itself chooses this. Okay. Suppose as like this, you have chosen paper along a rock, and this is a 3 round game. Okay, so like the result will be declared with all these 3 rounds. Okay, now this is the result, because the computer and user has drawn this game, so it is showing you guys have board row. So it, so see how interesting it is, and it is the similar game which we played in the classrooms. Okay, but those who don't know what is the logic behind this game, so let's see. So this game will be computer versus user. Uh, just a minute. Yeah, so what is the logic behind this game? The logic behind is computer versus user. So computer and user will play. Now, so this is the concept of your game. Now, these you can see these arrows and the three hand. This is basically a three-hand game. Okay, now you can see one person is making a scissor, and a scissor can cut a paper. This arrow is symbolizing that scissor can win over a paper. Similarly, a paper can win over a stone, and a stone can win over a scissor. And this is a 3 round of game, so it requires 3 rounds to generate a result. Okay, now let's move to the programming steps. Before I will give this to Ashwin, in this program we will create programming steps. That is, first we will import libraries. Now what your libraries will do, your libraries will import some functions which your Python is not already having. This is your GUI, that how you will create a GUI. Mr. Ashwin will tell you. Along with this, we will declare our variables, and those variables we will use in a programming. Create logic, we will create a logic that who will win over which. Okay. Now, this is the program result, and the last is program result. So, let's move to the programming side, guys. Before programming side, I'm just sharing you the two idealies link. You guys can download these idealies, okay? Because you can't use Tkinter on a online basis, so we can't do. And those who are using it on phone, they can just download it, Pydroid 3 software, okay? So the two links are Python ideally as well as PyCharm and the Pydroid 3. Now, I hand over it to Ashwin. Ashwin, you can continue from here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So I'll just share my screen. So hi, my name is Ashwin, and today I'll be presenting my rock paper scissors game that I made from Python. So let's start with the code. So first we'll import 3 libraries. The first library will be a random library. From the random library, we'll import the random number generator. And then the next library, we'll import colored. Colored is the library that I use for like highlighting text or changing the color of the text. You have to install this color library. I'm going to show you how. So just go to your search bar and type CDM, which will open command prompt. Then from there, if you have Python installed, it'll work like this. So type pip install colored. Pip install colored. Yeah, that.
Ashwin, I think you are not audible to us.
Hello?
Yes, yes, it is perfect.
Okay. I'll continue. So next we will import we'll add 2 labels. Labels will be just text on the window. So in that variable, the text will be welcome to Rock Paper Scissors game. That's the first one. The second one will be if you press the play button, you'll be able to play the game in your console of the Python IDE. The /n that you saw was next line. It basically means it'll skip to the next line. this font, you could like change your font to anything. Just type your font name, your size, and then if you want bold, write bold. If you don't want bold, you don't need to write bold, and then underline, same for that. Then we'll add 2 buttons. Those 2 buttons will be play and exit. The play button will so remember we set the variable of the window root. So if the play button is pressed, it'll do root.destroy, means the window will close and move on to the next step of the code. The exit button will just close the program and stop everything. Then we'll exit the window. Then we will create 6 variables from the colored library. So those colors, I just put it as green, red, yellow, blue, and dark slate gray 1. And then I put it the reset attribute. The reset attribute is basically when you added the color, if you want to reset it back to the normal color, you could just put reset. I'll show you how. So you could choose any colors from there. Then we will, in the console of your Python IDE, which is basically this, the console, I will print welcome to Rock Paper Scissors game, and then the next line, so it'll run the code in the next line. So here I added the green variable and color. So green, and then press plus, and then write your text, and then plus reset. I put a reset because I want to change it back to default color, because I don't want it to stay like that. So next we will create 5 more variables, which are used for the game. The first one will be loop, player score, computer score, round game computer, and round game player. So the loop is basically to on and off the loop, like if this is, then the player score will be basically counting the player score. The computer score will be counting the computer score. The round game computer will track how much games the computer rounds as computer 1, and the same thing for players count. It'll count how many player rounds it won. So then let's move on to the while loop. So the while loop will be like, while loop is while this is happening, this all will happen. While this is not happening, it will not do this. So remember that loop variable. If loop is greater than 4, loop is less than 4, it will do all of this. So let me I'll show you what's inside the while loop. So inside the while loop, there's a list, which is a variable of choice. So the list is held by the variable. So inside the variable, there's a list. So in that list, there's rock, paper, and scissors. So a list is basically a string type or integer type. A string type is basically what we use if anything's inside this symbol, and integers are basically numbers. So we create a list there which has the values rock, paper, and scissors. Then we'll move on to the computers part. So the computers, so the random function will be from the random library. So this random is like a random generator. So from the choice list, remember we set as a variable. So that choice variable, we random number generator, we from 0 to 2. So in this list, they count it a different way. The first value is 0, the second value is 1, the third value is 2, and so on. So we wanted to choose from 0 to 2, so 0, 1, 2. So next, we will do the player's input. So inside the player variable, there'll be this input. So input is basically after the text, you'll be able to type anything, but a normal text you'll be only able to see it but not type it. So input is like you could type and answer it. Then it'll print the computer's choice. So it'll print the computer's choice in gray color, and then it will computer's choice, and then add the computer choice. So this is the variable for the computer choice. So whatever's inside this, it'll print here, rock, paper, or scissors, then reset the color back to default. So here we'll have different options. So the first two options I'll show you. So first option is if player is double equals to computer, which means suppose player chooses rock and a computer chooses rock, then it'll print in blue color, draw, and then it'll reset back to the default color. Then it will add the computer score by half point, and the player score by half point because they both drawed. Remember those variables, it'll store inside those variables. And the second option is if player equals to rock and computer equals to paper. And if this will happen, then it'll print in red color, computer wins, and then reset back to the default color. Then it'll increase the computer score by 1 and increase the round game computer by 1, which means so because computer has won this round. So then the next two options are, I'll explain by one. So then if player equals to rock and computer equals to scissors, it'll print in yellow color, player wins, and then reset back to the normal default color. And then it'll increase player score by 1 and round game player by 1. Then the next option is if player equals to paper and computer equals to rock, then it'll print in yellow color, player wins, and then reset back to the default color. Then it'll increase player score by 1 and round game player score by 1 because it has won the other in the next round. So then if player equals to paper and computer equals scissors, it'll print computer wins with the red color and the reset attribute. Then all those different options will happen and increases the score and everything. Then at the end, there'll be an else statement. So if none of these happen, if none of these if and else if happen, then it'll go to the else statement. The else statement will be like print invalid option. So suppose you type in the in your choice the input, you type like something else than rock, paper, or scissors, it will print invalid option, and then it will decrease the loop by 1. So basically loop is, so I told you while loop is less than 4. So at the end of every round, there'll be 3 rounds. So at the end of every round, the loop will increase by 1. So it'll get greater and greater until it reaches 3. When it reaches the 3, it will end the code. It'll close the while loop and then move on to the next step of code. If you print an invalid option, then it'll decrease the loop by 1, which gives you another chance to try. After that's all done, we'll move on to the score part and printing the score and how much times has won. So if loop equals to 4, which means technically 3, it'll print player score is, and then the player score variable. So how much times is won, it'll print it here. Because player has won, a round game player variable, so it'll tell how much rounds you have won, rounds. Then it'll print computer scores. The same thing will happen for computer. Then there'll be it'll check who won. So if player score is if is greater than computer score, it'll print player wins the champion medal, and then move on to the next line, and then print thank you for playing this game. Then if player score is less than computer score, it'll print computer wins this champion medal. Next, it'll go to the next line and print this. Thank you for playing this game. If player score double equals to computer score. So double equals to is just telling that equals to is just another, it's a way of saying it. So then it'll print you guys have both drew. Thank you for playing this game. So I'll just move slowly, so maybe you have missed anything. So So first we import the library. Next we do the GUI. Next we initialize the variables of the colors. Next we print the title, and then we set 5 variables for the game. Then inside the while loop, we'll create a list, a random generator, a player's choice, and shows the computer's choice. Then different options which will happen, and then it'll end the loop, and then show the score and round. So finally, I'll just show you how this will work. So first, as you can see, it'll show this screen, a GUI window. So it'll say, welcome to Robotics game. If you press the play button, you'll be able to play the game in the console of Python IDE. So if I press play, it will, in your console, it will show it like this. So I'll just type rock maybe. Computer's choice was rock, so it drew. So will I choose rock again, maybe? Computer's choice is paper, and computer wins. Maybe paper I'll choose. Then computer chose scissors, so computer wins. So player score is 0.5 because player has won 0 rounds. Computer score is 2.5 because computer has won 2 rounds. So computer wins the champion medal. Thank you for playing this game. So I hope you liked my project that I made from Python, the rock paper scissors game. So my teacher will continue from here.
Okay, so that was really brilliant, Ashwin. Your idea, your game designing, everything is so good. So
Thank you.
because you have finished it now, so I'll be just asking if anyone has any query, you can just raise your hand in the participation window. So I can just unmute you and then you can ask your query from Ashwin or from Himanshu sir. So we'll be happy to respond to your queries. So anyone having any kind of a query, please just raise your hand. Anyone having any queries? Okay.
One person raised their hand.
Yeah. I can see some hands now. It is. Yeah. So you can unmute yourself, Rohandeep Bora.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Rohandeep. Yeah, you can ask your query, beta. Go on.
What is the meaning of root?
Root was just a variable that I set for the window. You could change it to anything you want. It's just so the window works. The window is all in the root variable, so it just stores it in there.
Rohandeep, you can use even your name as well. You can just write Rohandeep equals to TK. It will definitely work. So like basically it is a variable. You can use A, B, C, any name, anything, what you want.
Okay,
And
sir.
the basic geometry is the length and width. So I set 500 by 200. And then the plus 500 plus 200 means your screen size, mine will show in the middle because I set it there. You could change it if you want, the X and Y of your computer too.
That's good. Anyone having any other query? Anyone, anything related to the compiler, anything related to the imported libraries? If you want to know more about the code, if you want the copy of the code, any kind of queries you have, please raise your hand. Or you can just drop your query in the chat box also. If you have any queries, you can drop in the chat box, or you can just raise your hand. I'll unmute you, and we can talk directly. Okay, so I think Ashwin, you have taken session in a very awesome way that no one is having any query only. So that means either you have taken it in a very awesome way. Yeah, so I think no one is having any query for now.
Should I just keep the screen on so they can copy or anything if they want?
Yeah, Ashwin, can you just increase the font size a little bit? Is it possible to increase the font size?
What do you mean by font size?
Like, yeah, the size of the text in your code. Is it
What
possible to
text?
increase the size
This
of the
text?
text?
This text?
Yeah, this text. The size. Is it possible to increase the font size for that?
Because I've never done it, so I really don't know.
Might be in tools option. Can you go in tools?
Tool, window, view, maybe appearance. Or I could do like,
There was that in view, because there is an option of editor, I guess. The second last option. Yeah, active editor over there. So leave it, leave it, leave it. You can
yeah,
just scroll
I
your
have,
program down a little bit, slowly, so that if they want, they can copy it.
okay.
Or if you want, you can just copy the whole program and you can drop it in the chat box for everyone.
Okay then.
You can just copy
Then
it and you can just.
send it. Or it only goes up to the computer and it, so I'll just copy from there then. Oh, he said to drop it in the WhatsApp group at least because it's not working here. It's showing
Okay,
it's copying, but
no
it's
issues, no issues.
Zoom.
Okay,
So
then
I'll
maybe
send
you
this to
can drop it in the WhatsApp group itself, huh?
yeah, or I'll just copy and give it to you, and then you could drop in the WhatsApp group. Or
Yes,
should
yes,
I?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. That would be best option. That you can just drop it to me, and then I'll share it with everyone,
Oh,
whoever is
sure.
wanting to have that code. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. If there is no queries, then I'm stopping the screen share of Ashwin. If you want to copy the code, let me know. You can just drop your queries in the chat box,
And if you want to look
or
at
you
it
can raise
again,
your hand.
if you want to look at it again, if you didn't get anything, so you could look in the YouTube live video and make this Duniya channel.
Yeah, we are right now also we are live on the YouTube. So if you want to review any part that has been covered already, so you can go to that video, you can buffer that video as many as times you want. That video is going to stay for there forever. You can have a view, you can work on your code by looking at that video. Also, you can subscribe the channel so that we are taking this kind of sessions every day, so you can be part of those sessions on a regular basis. So you can just subscribe our channel, you can drop your queries, and if you also want to be part of this program, if you also want to be part of these kind of courses, then I am dropping you the link. I'm dropping you one link in the chat box, so you can just register over there for a free demo. You can just register over there for the free demo. I've just dropped you the link in the chat box. You can just review to that link. You can click on that link and you can just register yourself for a free demo of any course that you want to go in. The courses are offered on the minimum rate, and the reason why you can do these courses with us. So I'll just okay, just give me a second.
Someone raised their hand.
Okay, someone is raising their hand. Falak Rama. Okay. But can you just unmute yourself, beta? If you want, you can unmute yourself if you are having any query. Falak. Okay. So basically, why you can join us, because Makers Dunya is promoting this education on very high level. Our students are performing, are taking part in competitions on national and international level. and they are performing really well. So this was the recent achievement that a Makers Dunia team, app development course team, have achieved, and they were the first time ever that any Indian team has won on this such a big platform. So this platform is of MIT Boston, MIT University Boston, and team from Makers Dunia was able to win an award in that on that platform. So this was a really big achievement, and we try to teach students the practical implementations of our courses where they can use these courses practically and they can make projects like these. Okay, and the reason why you can join us always, like these skills are very much necessary for you in the future, very necessary for you in the future. So if you want, like if you want a bright career in future, so you should know these courses, and you are going to learn these courses today or tomorrow. Like you have to learn these courses in the future if you want to be successful. So why not today? If tomorrow, then why not today? So you can uh, register yourself on the link that I've dropped in the chat box, and I'm dropping the link again so that if you have missed the link, then you can just click on that and you can just review the whole procedure again, and you can be a part of the demo sessions. Apart from this, okay, so Ashwin, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Ashwin, you have taken very nice session, beta, and we are really very proud of you. So the innovation, the type of innovations that you are doing in future, you are going to be very successful, beta. So I wish you all the luck. And meanwhile, if like I think Falak Dama wants to say something. Falak, your hand is raised. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Falak.
Sir, can you send the code in the WhatsApp group
Yeah, I'll be
because there
sharing.
is very late and I
I'll be
can't see
sharing the
the
code.
screen also.
I'll share the code. I'll share the code. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'll share the code with
Okay,
you.
sir.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, Ashwin, beta, you have done a great job, and I know you are going to be very successful in near future. You are a great innovator. You are a great coder. So all the very best for your near
Sir,
future. And
thank you,
thank
sir.
you for conducting this such a great session for all of us. Thank you very much, Ashwin.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
so guys, if you have any queries, last call. If you have any queries, you can raise your hand. And Dharya and Palak, I have already resolved your query, so you can just lower your hand now. Anyone else, if you have any kind of a query, just raise your hand. I'll be happy. Me, Himanshu sir, Ashwin, we are over here to solve your queries. If you want anything from us, if you want code, if you want knowledge about IDE, if you want knowledge about any imported libraries or anything, please drop your message in the chat box or raise your hand. We are waiting for your response. Okay, so I think we are not having any queries, Ashwin.
No, there
So
was
my side,
someone who asked, is there any feedback form?
no, we are not having any feedback form for now. Okay, if you want, like guys, that would be really great. If you want, you can drop your feedbacks right now in the chat box for Ashwin. Just can you just drop your feedback right now that how was the session according to you, and if you have any suggestions, please. So we are already receiving some positive feedbacks for you, Ashwin.
Thank
And
you.
guys, so these are the contact information that has been displayed on your screen. So if you have anything, if you want anything, if you have missed anything, you want the code or anything, you can just drop us an email. Okay, you can just drop us an email and you can reach out us on the email and we'll surely respond to your queries. So that's it for today, I guess. If you are not having any queries, so yeah, Ashwin, thank you very much for conducting this beautiful session. Himanshu sir, thank you very much. You are also doing a great job. All the students are able to do such a great work because of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Himanshu
Uh,
sir. If you want, you can also like appreciate Ashwin. So Ashwin has done a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good job.
definitely. Even I was appreciating, but I think due to some network issue, my voice was not audible to Ashwin. Ashwin, you have done literally very nice thing, and as I told everyone that it is his innovation, it is his idea. So I like this very much, and I appreciate it. So likewise, Ashwin has guys. Likewise, Ashwin has also created so many projects. Like even he has created one project in as a Rakhi competition, and he won the prize. Like he literally got the first position for the Python because he has created so interesting thing. Like it is of GPS based, so like it is for security, like who is facing any insecurity, so like they can just click on the button and the live location of that person will be shared to the near to dear ones, as well as along with the location they can get a help from a police and the cops. So like it is very nice. So just everyone just say praise to Ashwin. He has done very nice thing.